Okay, I'm gonna be solid here. I'm gonna be honest. I was not interested in doing SmackDown. I wasn't. Because there's only one thing to talk about. Only one. Everything else was secondary. Everything else felt empty. That's what I was thinking before the show happened. Then I realized I can't just go that way. I did watch it. Yeah, I kind of fell asleep during some parts of it, including the gauntlet match. But there was one thing still that matters than anything. So I'm going to go through everything else quickly because there's not much here in this show. Gauntlet match. We got the Street Profits, we got the OGs, we got the Latino World Order, we got the Brawling Brutes, and Pretty Deadly, the #1 contendership, to go up against Zayn and Owens. Let's make this clear. Did I believe that the OCs were going to win? No. Did I believe the Street Profits were going to win? No. Did I believe that the Brawling Brutes were going to win? I did think that. Holland and Sheamus, I felt they were most viable out of everybody else. And Holland and Sheamus opened up with the Street Profits. But I didn't expect the Street Profits to win. They really aren't doing much. Then they went up against OC. And I was not surprised they ended that quickly. And then Latino World Order versus Wild and El Toro. I'm not surprised about that either. But what I was surprised was seeing Pretty Deadly win. Because I expected the Brawling Brutes to win. I expected it. And yes, it would have been easier if the OC won. But let's be honest here. Almost everybody there are faces. And the only ones that were pretty much heels were Pretty Deadly. And that's what we got. The after part, I'm not even going to worry about. I'm not even talking about when Sami Zayn and Owens talked to them. It really didn't matter. Next, we got Vega versus Io. And this was because of last week. Because, let me give it to you like this. Vega's being pushed. Whether you like it or not. Miss Curvy. Look, I'm not gonna lie. Is Zelina Vega a damn good looking woman? Hell freaking yes. That is a damn gorgeous woman. Has she earned some cred through the years as an Impact Wrestling wrestler, valet, and manager from WWE and Impact? Yes. She mainly was a wrestler on Impact Wrestling, and she's been basically a manager and valet in WWE NXT, not a main roster. Twice. So, I can say that she's earned the right to at least try to participate in something where she could win. And since, even though her performance in Puerto Rico wasn't what many people would say was incredible, she did do a very good job in Puerto Rico. She did. So, seeing that she had this match against Io, and that pretty much she won that match, I'm not surprised. But what was a surprise, which makes me think the rumors about Bayley being a little pissed off at WWE is actually coming to fruition, possibly, and I'm probably wrong, was when it came to Chelsea Blackheart. And when it came to Io lining up a Bayley to do the match between her and Blackheart, I'm thinking, are they really going to do it? Are they going to let Chelsea win that match? It would really validate what some people believed, that Bayley has been freaking tired of the situation and she's frustrated. Others will believe, well, she ain't going to lose. But let's be honest, Bayley has taken a backseat to Io, which is not a problem for me personally. I'm glad to see Io getting this moment because there's nothing wrong with it. There's not. Seeing Io get this moment over Bayley, who's had huge amounts of accolades, is fine with me. But after what has been going on with WWE and Vince McMahon coming back, making it possible that we were here, whether you agreed with the booking, which I didn't when it came to Triple H. The booking of Triple H was not 100% good. It wasn't. But at least it was different. Now we're going back to the booking with Vince McMahon with a little bit of Triple H sprinkled in with it. You could see that the frustration has been reaching a certain point with some people. I'm sorry, it has. So I'm wondering if Chelsea will win. She will win, and Bayley will give up her spot. Now, it doesn't mean that Bayley will not interfere in the match, but that's what I'm thinking. All right. AJ and, well, I went to the bathroom at this match. But I gotta say this. This is a very interesting situation when it came to AJ and Mia versus a Kieran and a Scarlett. 4 former Impact wrestlers all at the same time, in the ring at the same time, facing one another. That's something you don't normally see. Yeah, we got the OG and OC, not OG, OC and other stuff, but seeing all 4 of them at the same time, 2 females and 2 males, is not something you normally see that come from Impact Wrestling, TNA. And it was interesting to see. I don't know who won, but if I had to take a guess, I don't think Cross won with Scarlett. I believe AJ and Mia won. Michan. I could be wrong, but you guys tell me below. Now, the segment with LA Knight. Well, I take this back. When it came to Ray putting over Sansko Escobar, it was alright. It was fine. LA Knight coming out to get into the segment and basically knocking out a Ray. Well, trying to knock him out. And then we get this match that when I saw an LA Knight come out, I knew this wasn't going to end well for him. There's no way you're going to have LA Knight, who's really over, win this situation against Ray and Sansko Escobar. I just didn't believe it was going to happen. And then when the match happened, guess who won? It wasn't LA Knight. But I felt that after he did the beatdown, Ray was going to come and 619 him in the face, which I still do believe. He's going to 619 him in the face. It's just not now. It's coming. I'm saying it now. It's coming. Ray is going to 619 LA Knight in the face and cost him something. It will happen. That's just me, guys. Tell me below. The segment that I cared the least about was Charlotte and look, you guys can tell me below, but did Charlotte look like a man in drag? I'm sorry, what she was wearing. We know there's a woman in that body. There are boobs. There is a butt. There is a ladies area. I know. Don't ask how I know. I know. But tell me, did she look like a guy in drag? What she was wearing? You guys tell me below. Honestly, she looked like she's a guy in drag, like on the drag strip. That it's a guy trying to be a woman wearing the most tackiest shit that you can see a man wear trying to imitate a woman. And I'm not against transvestites. I'm not against homosexuals or gay, lesbian, the LGBTQ community. LGBTQAR+, if I'm getting it right this time. I'm not against them. But when you see someone looks like shit, you gotta call them what they are. Charlotte looked like a guy in fucking drag who really has no freaking understanding what to wear. And badly looking like it. I'm just saying it. I'm saying it right now. With no disrespect to Charlotte. Ashley's not probably a bad person. Of course, she's cutthroat when it comes to politicking in the back like everybody else in most wrestling promotions. But let's be honest. She looked terrible. Then we get the Bianca Belair after the Grayson Waller effect, which was cringe. It was cringe, Grayson Waller effect. And I want to say this openly. I said this in NXT when Grayson Waller was doing it. It was a fresh take on the, like the Johnny Carson type of style of interviewing and shows. It was a nice update. But I didn't say that we needed it. I just said it was better looking than Kevin Owens' show, than the Miz's show, even when it came to the cutting edge with Edge. It just looked more modern. But it doesn't mean it needs to be around. And in this situation, this was cringe. I couldn't stand it. And then when Bianca came out, guess what? It didn't get better. Look, Bianca's pissed, but she comes out dancing around when she shouldn't. Bianca should have came outside when she was coming out from the Titan and just be fucking pissed off and not dance her ass around like all black people who normally does it. It's stupid. She should have just walked her ass out to the ring and say her damn piece. Like a real pissed off woman would. But guess what? No. She comes out dancing around, skipping along with her long ass hair that looks rattan and moth-written, like all those threads of her hair all out look like they can just be pulled out like they're extensions. It just didn't work. Did it talk a lot of truth? Yes. Because of Charlotte going away for months at a time, coming back whenever the hell she wants. They did touch on that. But Charlotte also made it very clear, I can do whatever I want. I've earned it after being a 14-time champion. And Bianca making very clear, really, you may be a 14-time champion, but I'm the longest reigning champion in the current era. Showed some respect to my name. A little Mandy Rose. I wish she would come back to wrestling. But to each his own, and maybe Mandy will be happier not being in wrestling right now. She'll make more money. She'll become more popular. Never know. But seeing this segment just makes me feel how bad the current product is, and especially when it comes to a one-dimensional Charlotte Flair. And not even saying Bianca's good right now. She needs to turn heel. She really does need it. She's done her bit as a babyface. It is time to flip the script and to become a heel. Because I do believe she has enough attitude to pull it off easily. That girl looks like she can be a hood rat when she wants to. And if you don't know what a hood rat is, look it up. And then, finally, if I'm forgetting something, it's easy because I didn't care that much about this. It was about Jay. Jay's, well, you know what the title says, but Jay's decision. Not changing the title. This is just what I say for this segment. Once Roman comes out and Jay follows, Roman tries to make it very clear, hey, I'm grooming you. Since 2020, I've been grooming you. Why are you the right-hand man? And they made it very clear that Paul was the one who came up with the idea of him becoming the next tribal chief after Roman is done. Then Jimmy comes out. Then after Jimmy says his bit, the interesting thing comes out that Roman makes it very clear, you know, and he calls Wise Man because Jay really wanted him out. And when it comes to Roman, he says, no, he's not leaving. This is my Wise Man. He's not your Wise Man. He's not Solo or Jimmy. He's mine. He's the one that helps me. I'm the tribal chief. Until you're tribal chief, you get your own damn Wise Man. He's mine. But he calls him over after that long, lengthy segment with Jimmy. When we decided, who was the one who decided tribal chief? Past me. And he said, Jimmy. No, Jay, not Jimmy. Jimmy. Then he says, who was the one against it? Jimmy. And that is when Jay turned and faced Jimmy. And this is the first time you can see true emotion in the sense of one brother versus another. Truly, one who's literally connected to the hip to the other. Let's be honest. They would still have an umbilical cord connected to each other if it was possible, because one was only born, a few minutes to an hour before the other one? I can't remember. I think he was born maybe a couple of minutes ahead of Jay. Jimmy. And you see the conflict, the frustration. Everyone getting involved in this feeling. And it was good. And he basically admitted to Jay that he did disagree with it. And Jay got angry. He got legitimately pissed off, which he should. Because he has the right to be angry. But by the time it was all said and done, that he had been trying to keep up with him, not trying to keep up with Roman or Solo or anyone else, he told him, I'm the right-hand man. I'm the one who should and is the best here. Not beyond Roman. I headlined pay-per-views when you were out. It was a blessing you got hurt. A rare blessing. I stepped up. I did what I did. And because of this, you out. But then he says, so am I, and super kicks Roman in the face. Super kicks Solo in the face after Jimmy helped him. And then super kicked Roman in the face again. And now, they said in commentary, the Roman Empire has collapsed. Here's the thing. What are we exactly getting here? Are we going to have a feud between Jay and Jimmy versus Roman and Solo? Because the bloodline is not gone. They said it's collapsed or collapsing or crumbling, but it's not gone yet. As long as Solo's by his side, as long as White Man's by his side, and as long as he has the title as well, the Roman Empire is not over yet. But here's the thing. By them easily keep saying over and over again about Jay being groomed as the next tribal chief, it still goes with my theory. My theory of them eventually going to set up a story where Roman, who's still the tribal chief, is going to be challenged for his title, not the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, but his title of tribal chief. I truly do believe either he will lose the title that maybe Cody will grab from him, or they will not even go there with it, and it will be just his moniker tribal chief that they will push eventually by the end of the year. I could still be wrong, and I probably am wrong. But now that Jay is going to be with Jimmy, and they're going to have a feud between him, his brother, and his cousin, sooner or later, something has to come to a head when it comes to the bloodline. They can't just let it go. The only option left, because it's obvious the bloodline is the strongest thing that WWE currently has. They were at 3.0 because of several of the segments that have been going on because of the bloodline. There's no way they're going to end it now. They can't end it. They can't just end Roman in the bloodline. The only last option left is the feud between these four, and then eventually the moniker itself of tribal chief will have to be disputed over. There's no other option left unless they really want to end the cash cow of the bloodline storyline. There's just no way they need to end it yet. It still has mileage. The only option left is Roman will have to be challenged again. Because remember, Roman faced Jay in 2020. He faced him. He had to face him to show that he doesn't need to fall in line. He can be his own man, and that is Jay. Now, maybe this year or next year, I think this year, they will need to come to a head with this. Maybe by Survivor Series, we will see Jay versus Roman for the moniker and the position of the tribal chief. And if he does win it, and that's Jay, not Jimmy, not Solo, not Paulie either, you will change and shift a dynamic of seeing Roman having to fall in line, because Jay will be the current and legitimate tribal chief that their own father Rikishi, and that would be the best thing. It will not be Alpha. It will not be Roman's dad. It will be Rikishi called in, and Rikishi will have to give him the moniker because that's his dad. He's earned it. But that's just me. Peace.